Okay, so we're going to start working with this idea called the law of sines. And in our previous section, we used SOHCAHTOA and right triangle trig to find information missing in a triangle. We could find an angle using an inverse function. We can find a side using opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent, hypotenuse, and opposite, adjacent. Or Pythagorean theorem, we could find the hypotenuse or a missing side if we had two of the three things that are in the shape. Well, now we have this formula for law of sines, and law of sines is used when it's a non-right triangle. And realistically, you could use law of sines for any type of triangle, 90 degrees or not 90 degrees. Based on the information that's given to you, you need to have what works for the formula, but you could use this to find missing information in any type of triangle, okay? So you'll notice here that the way that this guy is set up is here's our triangle, right? And one thing that you got to always remember is that here's angle A, side A is always across, angle C, side C is across, so on and so forth. Angles are capital letters and sides are lowercase letters. Let me shrink. Whoa, wrong button. Let me erase that. And let me shrink this. So now if we take sine of angle A over the value of side A, that will equal sine of angle B over side of B. And we only need two of these. So technically, I could just say, oh, sine of A over A is equal to sine of B over B. And depending on what's given to me, I cross multiply and solve. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hop into a problem working with this law, and then we'll talk about some other types of situations with law of sines. So here we go. Let's solve the triangle. So when I solve the triangle, I need to find all of the missing information. So solving a triangle is finding all information. Okay, so missing sides and missing angles. So I need to find angle R, I need to find side R, and I need to find side Q. I don't know why I got a Q there and not an R, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So real quick, what I'm going to do to find angle R is I'm going to go ahead and take 180 minus 115 minus 32, and angle R is going to equal 33 degrees. Okay, so that's relatively straightforward to find out. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and find our missing sides. Now, this is not a right triangle. I cannot use SOHCAHTOA. So I'm going to use this great law called law of sines. Okay, so notice what I got up here on the board. I got sine of R over R is equal to sine of 32 over 5.6. So I have sine of angle P over its opposite side. That's this piece right here. Then I have sine of R over its opposite side. Well, I don't know what side R is, but I did find angle R because I did the 180 minus, blah, 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 right? I'm finding an angle in a triangle. I got 2, subtract from 180, I'm good to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cross multiply. So in order to cross multiply, this is going to go ahead and turn into 5.6 times sine 33 degrees is equal to R times sine of 32 degrees. I'm solving for R, so I divide by sine of 32 degrees, sine of 32 degrees. Please make sure that you put this guy in parentheses before you work it out on your calculator. So you got your calculator out. These guys cancel, I'm sorry. And R is going to equal, now what I would do is go through your calculator, make sure you get the same answer I do. And I'm telling you guys to round to the nearest tenth. So I got my calculator, and I'm go ahead and make sure that I'm in degrees and not in radians. And then I make sure that I got parentheses around my angle at the very top, and then, divide button, so on and so forth. And I get R is equal to 5.8. Okay, so that's good. So this is equal to 5.8. I'm still not done. I need to find, so I found angle R, I found side R. I need to find side Q. So let's go ahead and I'm going to shrink this down, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to find side Q. Well, in order to find side Q, I need to use angle Q. So sine of the angle over its side is equal to, I can use any one that I want. I can use sine of P over side P. I'm going to use that because that's what's given to me. Because if I goofed up a calculation, you know, in the one that was missing, then, you know, maybe I get 2 wrong instead of 1 wrong. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and cross multiply, and we get 5.6 times sine of 115 degrees. In your calculator, make sure we put that in parentheses, is equal to Q times sine of 32 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by sine of 32 degrees. And notice it's not a right triangle, or I don't know it's a right triangle. Those guys cancel out, so I do not use SOHCAHTOA. And I'm going to get 9.6. Okay? So this is how, and it's a very easy formula. Once you start practicing it, it's not difficult to work with. We get 9.6. I was just double checking, make sure I rounded the appropriate value in my notes. Okay, and there we go. So we found angle R, and side Q, and that's how we could use law of sines to solve a triangle.